Welcome to Ancient Paths, Modern Steps, the space where we explore how timeless human truths navigate the landscape of the modern world. I'm your host, Maya.
And I'm your co-host, Ben. It's good to be here. Today, we're diving into something that feels both incredibly personal and universally relevant, the stereotype of the older generation versus technology. But we want to flip the script a bit. We're calling this episode Grandma's Smartphone, How Technology Can Unite Us, Not Divide Us.
It's a topic that's close to your heart, Ben. I think we should start there. When we talk about Grandma's smartphone, we're talking about your actual mom, aren't we?
We are. My mom, Claire, who for years referred to a smartphone as a nuisance box. She insisted it was for people who had nothing better to do than stare at a little screen. Her phone was a flip phone, purely for emergencies, and she was proud of it. To her, it was a symbol of being present, of not being sucked into the digital void.
Which is a sentiment I think many of us can understand and even respect. We all worry about the isolating effects of technology. So what changed?
My sister moved across the country, and then she had a baby, my mom's first grandchild. Suddenly, the distance felt immense. We sent photos, of course, but it wasn't the same. The turning point was a video my sister sent of the baby, Leo, laughing for the first time. I showed it to Mom on my phone, and I watched her face. She watched it 5, 6, 7 times. And then she looked at me and said, "I need one of those nuisance boxes."
That's powerful. It wasn't about the technology itself. It was about what the technology could deliver. It was a conduit for pure, unadulterated joy, a laugh from 1,000 miles away.
Exactly. The learning curve was steep. There were accidental calls at 3 a.m., photos of the ceiling, frantic questions about the cloud. But what emerged from that initial chaos was genuinely profound. The family group chat became her digital living room. She wasn't just a passive receiver of photos anymore. She was an active participant. She'd share a picture of the roses blooming in her garden. She'd use a single heart emoji to react to Leo's messy lunch.
And that's the core of it, isn't it? The narrative is often that technology pulls families apart at the dinner table, but what we often miss is how it weaves them together across continents. That little heart emoji isn't just a pixel. It's a quiet, I see you, I love you, I'm here. It's the modern equivalent of a knowing glance across a crowded room.
You've hit on something deep there. It's not a replacement for face-to-face connection, but a supplement. It fills the empty spaces in between visits. But what really shocked me was how it became a two-way street. I assumed we would be her tech support and content providers. But then she discovered YouTube.
Oh, I love this. Where does she go with it?
She started finding old concert footage of singers from the 50s and 60s. One day, she sent me a grainy black and white video of Nina Simone performing live. There was no text, just the link. I watched it and I was floored. Later, I called her, and for 20 minutes, she told me about seeing artists like that in small clubs when she was young. The smartphone wasn't a barrier. It became a bridge to her past. She was using this new tool to share her ancient path with me.
That gives me chills. We think of technology as being all about the future, about what's new, but she turned it into an archival tool, a storytelling device. It democratized her memories. She didn't have to wait for a holiday gathering to tell that story. She could share it in the moment it occurred to her. It makes me think about the relevance of this for society. We lament the loss of intergenerational wisdom. Maybe we're just not using the right tools to share it.
I think that's it. The tool is neutral. The phone can be a source of distraction, or it can be a digital campfire where stories are shared. The difference is our intention. For my mom, the intention was connection. It was love. It was a desire to not be left behind, not in a technological sense, but in a familial one. She wanted to be part of the small daily moments of her children's and grandchildren's lives.
And in doing so, she ended up enriching your life with parts of her own story you might never have known. It's a beautiful symbiosis. The modern step of adopting a smartphone allowed her to retrace an ancient path of family connection and oral history. It didn't divide, it multiplied the points of contact.
It really did. Now she sends me Wordle scores every morning. It's our little competition. It's tiny, it's seemingly insignificant. but it's a daily thread. And it all started because she wanted to hear her grandson laugh.
A perfect example of how the most human of needs will always find a way, even through the most modern of means. A reminder that behind every screen is a person hoping to connect.
That's a wonderful place to leave it for today. Thank you for listening to Ancient Paths, Modern Steps. Join us next time as we continue to explore where we came from and where we're going.